Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. Here with me today, I have a diamond in the rough that I'd like you guys to meet. This here is Nolan Ulm, wide receiver out of Eastern Washington. Nice to meet you today, sir.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Pleasure to get to know you. Obviously, Eastern Washington, most people know. Very explosive offense. That's the legacy. I think that a lot of people, go back and they look at like all of the great talent, whether it be at quarterback, wide receiver, of course, Efton Chisholm killing it right now in preseason, and you're the next guy up. To bat to really do great things for your school. So, uh, give us an intro if you don't mind. Tell us about you and where you're from.
Yeah, so like you said, Jimmy, my name is Nolan Ulm. I'm from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, so a small town in BC. Really had the privilege of having multiple D1 offers coming out of high school. I really had to work to get my exposure, being from a small town and outside of the country. And so was not very, talented early on, and really a lot of what I had I had to build myself, and I had great coaches, and I really had to develop and earn everything, every opportunity that I've had. So wasn't really highly recruited out of high school early, and then I went down to the Nike opening, tested really well, and that's really what put me on the map way back in 2019. And then yeah, I got multiple D1 offers. My first one was to Toledo, and then University of North Dakota. And then once Eastern Washington had an interest in me, finding out how close they were, they're only a 5 hour drive from where I was at here. WRU, like you said, right? Like the legacy. Really, it was a no-brainer unless I were to get, something bigger. But I wasn't skilled enough. I had the physical ability. I had all, you said earlier, like the boxes checked. I was fast, I was big, I was strong, but I just hadn't really been coached up and developed purely football wise. And so, yeah, it was a no-brainer to come to Eastern, a place that develops players and then gives people the opportunity to go to the NFL and win a ton of games and win championships. So that's how I ended up here, and then heading into my senior year here now. So super excited for it.
Awesome. For people who may be not, I guess, familiar with the geography from British Columbia, it's right over the border on the West Coast. And so it does make things somewhat easier for you. I don't know how long the drive is, because I mean, depending upon where you are in British Columbia, it could be like a 6 hour drive. But I mean, what's the time limit for you driving home every so often?
Yeah, it's actually only 5 hours. And it
Not
was
bad.
funny, my first couple of years, I never went back because I just would live in the facilities. I really only started going back the past couple of years to see my family a little bit more, but it makes it really easy for them to come down to games and make that trip. I was originally born in Edmonton, Alberta, so that's really far away and very
Right.
cold. Was very lucky, I was born to a single mother. She moved us out to Kelowna, and really blessed as well. BC is the only province in Canada that plays American rules in high school. So that really helped me with my film of getting recruited. I wasn't waggling in or playing with three downs, and was able to just be super accustomed to the game coming down here and playing.
That's good because I mean, the Canadian game is, in my opinion, a little wacky. With like 100 guys in motion. It's very exciting. It's very offensive centric, giving guys that edge, of course. But having the ability to have the experience playing U.S. rules certainly helps the transition. And for people who don't know, obviously, with you being from British Columbia, you would be eligible for the CFL draft. And here recently, you were actually named by the CFL Scouting Bureau as the ninth best prospect in this year's draft for the CFL. So, how do you feel about that news?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's really cool, being from Canada and having that honor and being up there, with a lot of really, really great players that are at some really great programs across the country. It's still preseason, so it's all about, earning it and going and producing and executing on the field every Saturday this year, but definitely. it means a lot to be mentioned in that list with those guys and to see a little bit of the hard work paying off.
Cool. Well, definitely high on the CFL radar, but I know that the NFL is going to be interested as well. I mean, they're always in there looking at talent, so they will get an opportunity to see you as well. So we'll see how all of that pans out throughout this season and beyond. Do want to talk a little bit about Eastern Washington. Give you an opportunity to, give a little love to those people. So I think when most people think of Eastern Washington, they think about, the offense, the explosive offense, the legacy there, the red field and stuff. But give us a sense for student life. How's student life on campus? How has that treated you during your tenure?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I chose Eastern because I was one of those guys. I mean, a lot of the schools, the other one down in Whitman County, the guys who go to that school too, they know there's not really much other than, ball and books in this area. And that's really what I came for. Like, it's a very, very peaceful, quiet. We're very lucky to have Spokane very near. So there's a ton of resources in there that you can utilize, different people to meet that have helped me a ton with my athletic, academic, and professional journey as I'm, finishing it out here. But it's really been incredible to have the support on campus. I have my degree in business management, so I did that, and then I'm doing a post back right now. And then really like kind of tying into the student life is really the alumni. Like I've been very blessed to meet a ton of guys, super connected with the alumni group. I run a camp where I'm from in Kelowna that goes to charity. We bring up, 20 to 35 coaches, a lot of them being Eastern alumni to come impact the game up there because it needs it. It needs that coaching and also to impact the kids, as people as well. So learned a ton from those guys and the connections they've given me and even having Gonzaga right there in Spokane too, pretty close with the head of strength there. And he's in, all sorts of different realms of, business, real estate, things like that. So a ton of opportunities out here if you utilize them. And I've been blessed enough to be shown them. And whenever I do get that opportunity, I take advantage of it. So yeah, it's been an incredible, very, very supportive journey in that realm.
Cool. Let's go ahead and talk about y'all's offense. Obviously, we know some of the history, of course. Some changes happening this year. I mean, you had a quarterback who had transferred out, of course, and you have, a stud wide receiver doing excellent things for the Patriots. But how is it going to look this year, man? Can you talk through things a little bit as to how those pieces are coming together this offseason?
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really excited about what we're going to roll out on Saturdays. Like you said, changing quarterback. So Jared Taylor, who was seventh in touchdowns in the Big Sky last year, really more of a running QB type role. He's stepping into a true quarterback spot now and throwing the ball a ton, throwing it well. And we're really on the same page. That's my brother. He's come up to the camp that I run in Canada multiple times now, and we're very, very close on the same page. We've been working together the whole season. We're both team captains on the offensive side of the ball, so we've been working together a lot with leading the guys, getting the team going, making sure guys are developing, making sure we're developing as leaders and as players. And then got a very young O line, so a lot of those seniors graduated out. So we've brought in some key transfers, and then the guys that needed to develop have developed. We got Mark Anderson as our OC, who he's been in Eastern for years. Like we have a lot of change, right? Well, basically the whole staff, but the staff that we did bring together is incredible. We got a new receivers coach, Coach Casey Brink, who was a QB at Washington State, and comes from South Dakota, a D2 over there, Augustana. And so we have a ton of really good things we're going to do scheme wise, really utilizing our players, at the positions that we have. And we have a really good running back, Malik Dotson, who's going to, have NFL opportunities, I believe, as well. So we have a ton of really cool pieces. It's going to look a little bit different, right? Like with the situation we were in last year, we had myself go down to the other outside receiver, get injured, Miles Williams and really kind of all had to run through Efton, and he was an incredible player, and so that's what we did. And this year it'll be spread out a little bit more, and just different in how we approach it. So we're more explosive. With Efton, it was a lot of underneath stuff, right? And we're still gonna do that, but we're going to take shots as well. With the guys that we have. And yeah, that's kind of what it'll look like. You know, we got Incarnate Word week 1, so we're game planning then. We got a really good game plan. I can't say too much about that, but we got all the tools that we need to be successful.
Well, was checking out the preseason list there for the Big Sky. And obviously their expectations of yours aren't that great. Of course, these past couple seasons struggling a little bit, if we're being real. One of the things that really stood out on that list was a defensive back in DeGene Wells. So I don't know if you can maybe talk about how it's like to see him like on a regular basis, like how he's helped you develop, but also any other people in your own personal history that has really helped develop you over the years.
Yeah.
Anybody there at Eastern you can talk about.
Oh man, so many people. I mean, we look back at that 2021 receiver room, and so far 6 out of 11 guys have gotten NFL opportunities. Andrew Boston, Talolo Limu Jones, Freddie Roberson, um, Jacoby James, he's with the Detroit Lions too. He transferred to UMass, but he's with them right now in camp. And then obviously Efton Chisholm. So, I mean, we've got a laundry list of guys. It's WRU is his flaming and on fire right now with
Right,
keeping the pipeline going. So, I mean, learning from those guys was incredible. And then really my first receiver coach, Pat McCann, who's the receiver coach at Oregon State now. He was the OC at Fresno for a couple of years. He really, really impacted me. I still talk to him every week. Um, and yeah, really developed me. That's really a huge reason why I came to Eastern, along with it being WRU and all those things. His ability to take me, who was just, you know, a raw athlete, and show me how to play receivers, show me how to, you know, channel my obsession and my work ethic into things that actually move the needle and not just burning calories. His guidance with the mental side of things, like he really changed my life. And so him, all the receivers that I played with, and like you said, to you know, going against Dejan, a couple other DBs too, Marlon Jones Jr. A couple years ago, he's with Vanderbilt now, and he beat cancer. Got an incredible story, so I'm excited to see what he does this year. But went up against him day in, day out for really those really key years. You know, sophomore, redshirt freshman, sophomore, and yeah, like the beginning of my junior year, and got to get a ton of reps against him, you know, who's an NFL talent, and he really, really pushed me to develop a ton of other players that we've played against in games too, that like Christian Gonzalez, yeah, a lot of guys, but really Pat McCann, all the receivers that I played with, you know, Efton and I were in the same class, so I mean, I could tell you hours and hours of stories. Like one being, this just shows you what WRU is like. We came in COVID, we all had a week quarantine, right? So I bought kettlebells before we got there and got them shipped to the dorm because I didn't know what it was going to be like, and I wasn't going to miss a week of workouts. So I brought in, I had bands, I had all this stuff, and everyone was hearing that I was working out in the morning. So I told them all, okay, 4:30, meet me outside my dorm room. And like we had a group of 6 guys, but pivotedly, it was me and Efton, and we were doing overhead kettlebell lunges in the hallway. You know, it's like 4:55 and pushing each other. And that was really the story of our whole career. You know, we were like brothers, like definitely wasn't always like, you know, peachy keen on this, you know, buddy buddy. Like we butted heads. But that to me, that's like what a real brother relationship is. And so he really pushed me, and we push each other in different ways, and learned a lot from him and grew with him. And it was really a bummer getting injured last year, not being able to finish with him. But, you know, like we kind of talked about, things worked out, you know, the way they were supposed to. He's out there dominating in the NFL. And I'm back here getting to serve the program and give it my all. So many people, and that's just scratching the surface, but Eastern is just, I don't think people realize like how developmentally focused it is. And that's like what really sets this place apart. And you can tell I'm very passionate about that because I don't, a lot of schools, it kind of just seems like they come in and they don't actually care. And here we care and we develop. And definitely the transfer portal is making it a little bit difficult, you know. But it's
well,
still
it's
happening today.
yeah. Hey, like you had mentioned, I mean, Eastern Washington certainly a great place to be. As a player, certainly developing a lot of great guys. I mean, you spoke in depth as to a lot of the athletes who have come through there, the guys that have really poured into you. But It's Nolan Ulm's turn. It's your turn to shine this year. Really expecting, great things from you. As I'd mentioned, of course, the coaches polls and stuff, not really giving you any love, but I mean, I feel like at the end of the year, you're likely going to end up with some of these all conference like honors. I mean, I think that you're the next guy up. With you, I guess, kind of having this role as the senior most guy, out there as a receiver, and now being the leader, team captain. How do you accept that? Like, how are we moving forward this year with that mentality?
Yeah. It's honestly kind of fun, Jimmy. Like, I love being underestimated. And I mean, at the end of the day, preseason, right? Like, it doesn't really mean anything,
Yeah.
right? It's just, it's good talking points. But, I expected that. And the people that I was, talking to that, are kind of talking to scouts and giving me information, like, on where I'm at. Like, I came on off an injury and kind of, unknown what it's going to be like this year. Because the year before, there was a lot more hype around, you had that 2023 year, really great year. So it's just, I mean, bulletin board material, yes, but not really. Like I'm just doing what I'm doing and attacking the process every day and can just controlling what I can because nothing's promised. And that's what really taught me. Like that's what last year taught me. Even though it was my fault, I overtrained and it was a really good lesson to learn with a very, in the grand scheme of things, a very minor injury. Like it doesn't hinder me at all today. Um, but with the role that I'm stepping into now, I kind of knew that was going to be the situation coming back. I was very, very fortunate that Coach Best gave me the opportunity. There's I didn't know if I was going to come back because we knew CFL that there was going to be an opportunity there regardless. But I really wanted to give this program my all one more year, win some games and have a shot at the big show. So coming back, being in this role, it really is an honor. I've worked my whole career for this, like really over a decade where I've like very intensely since high school been obsessed about being the best that I can be. So I'm excited just to go let it rip and pressure is awesome because it makes diamonds and I don't really even view it as that because if I just keep doing what I'm doing and I attack the preparation, like all those opportunities that come, I'll be ready for them. And I've got an incredible team around me. We've got an incredible team, and really, like more than anything else, the production, all conference, that'll all come. What I really, really care about is getting this program to win again, getting back on top, and definitely still though, like continuing the legacy of WRU because it's got to keep going. And I recognize that it's on my shoulders now for this year at least, and showing these guys, these underclassmen, how it's done and hopefully keeping the hot spot of talent going.
Right. Certainly, I believe you're probably one of the more underrated players this year, that I think a lot of scouts really need to get to know. Of course, as you had mentioned last year, there was a lot of hype, if we're being real about everything, which, you redshirted last year, which a lot of that was due to, I think, just kind of a lingering ankle. And so nice to have you 100% healthy back once again. And then, of course, hopefully, going out there and really shining this year, being the guy who's going to get like 100 plus targets or something like that. So, I mean, we never know what's going to happen with this upcoming year. Um, Obviously, with me saying you're underrated, I think one of the reasons why you're underrated is you do a lot of the dirty work. You get out there, you block. You're a key contributor on special teams. Is there any more perhaps that you would add to that you believe separates you from some of the other guys at your position? That which again, I'm saying you're an underrated guy. So, what are people sleeping on when they're thinking about Nolan Ulm?
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I could write a book on this, that's kind of been the story of like I said, coming from Canada and kind of being the underdog. I love the Rocky movies, kind of being that underdog and even coming to Eastern, right? Like I came in pretty raw, so I had to find a role on special teams and that is a huge thing that separates me from other people. I've taken that as seriously as I've taken receiver and developing my skills, like watching film with the coaches, just like it's receiver. Really understanding scheme, how that operates. Like our ST coordinator said it in front of the team a couple weeks ago. He could put me in any spot and know that I would execute at a high level and get the job done, any spot. And that's the truth because I care about that. I mean, a couple other things are just like my preparation. And coming to Eastern, my goal was to be the hardest worker to ever come through here. Now, sometimes that's not always a good thing, right? Like I overtrain, but I've learned and I've matured enough and I understand, okay, where am I actually gonna put all my energy and time that's gonna get results for, myself and the team on the field, and my leadership through that. Like I take a ton of pride in. We'll see when, once I get out of here, but I really believe that I've put the most that anyone else has ever put into this, my journey here. Like when it comes to exercising, every single resource, weekends, I'm in there. I've slept in the facilities quite a few times. Um, I've watched every single ounce of film you could even think of. I created all these cut ups around, Cooper Kupp, Kendrick Bourne, Shaq Hill, all the WRU stuff. I've put that together, and I really don't like talking about it, but like at this point, I need to talk about it. Like I just like it to just show in the work. I mean, we've caught hundreds of thousands of balls on the jugs. Whenever there's something that I don't do the way I wanted to in the field, like I have a whole process that I go through with that. Like I've read books on the conscious to the subconscious mind. How do you take a skill from self one, the conscious mind, and bring it to subconscious? So whenever anything comes up, like I take a note on it, boom, I'm able to fix it because I have a process with that. Like in meetings, I'm attacking everything like it's my only opportunity to. I tell everyone like I'm like a hungry dog in the back of a meat truck every single day. Like I'm gonna show up as the hungriest, most driven individual. And if I don't have it figured out now, I will have it figured out by the end. So that's something that you don't really see, on a pro day with the numbers. But that's like really what I believe that I bring to a program is that aspect, and then also the leadership. Like I really have studied so many books and wanted to really be the best leader that I can be here. And how do you really elevate others and elevate a program? Because everyone can make plays. Like everyone that goes to the NFL is talented and can make plays, but like that leadership piece, bringing the team together, being able to elevate others to go win a championship, that's what it's all about. And so, when it comes to what I would give to an NFL program, that's really what I'd be bringing, like my whole being, soul, mind, body, to help the team win. Like I don't really care at all about any of the honors, this or that. Like really, I just want a shot at the next level, and I really want to win a ton of games here. And it's just going to be the same thing when I get to the NFL. Like it's not about me, it's about the team. And I think that like I truly mean that from my soul. And so that's something
Sure.
that separates me. Um, so yeah, those are some of the things like that are not really physical or whatever that set me apart. Like I will do whatever it takes to help
Yeah, I
the
mean,
team
and
win.
that's kind of what I was getting at. I mean, a guy who can do a whole lot. I know again last year didn't turn out the way you wanted, but you have had some good games in the past. 2023, really good year for you. But dude, your guys' schedule is always brutal. Like I don't know if you can escape it because you're up against the best of the best in the Big Sky, and then also bringing in all of these other great teams at the FCS level, sometimes facing up against some guys at the FBS level. 2023, early on in that year, you guys went toe to toe with Fresno. So that was kind of neat. I mean, obviously you guys are able to go out there and compete with the best of them. What has been your best memory so far? Like maybe if there's a game or a moment yet where you've gone out there and, you know, shine. Like what moment is that, that for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. Definitely that Fresno game would be one of them. That was a huge game. They were ranked going into that, and we were playing Pat McCann, my receiver coach. He was the OC. So, and I went out there, and that's where I really like found my flow on a big stage. There was a huge third down. I think it was like third and 15 or maybe even more, and I made a pretty crazy contested catch. I didn't even make it. It was just flow. Like my body just did it, and then that whole game really.
Out of body experience, basically.
Yeah, out of body experience. And that's when you play your best. But that's the whole goal is just to slip into flow. And I did that whole game, and I was going up against his name was Cam something. I can't remember at Fresno, but at that time he was, highly talented NFL guy. And then there was some other guy, number two, I can't remember, but he ran like a 4.2 at Fresno's pro day. I need to know these guys' names. But went up against really good talent and dominated. Like even when I wasn't getting the ball, I was getting open, was making great blocks. That was a really good game. Another good game was North Dakota State that same year. That was the first game of that year. I had the opening touchdown that year. I wasn't even starting that year because I was behind Jacoby, who's with the Detroit Lions now. Like, that just shows you Eastern's like such a competitive room always, right?
Right.
Didn't start, but I came in and every opportunity that I got, I maximized it, like multiple shots. And that was a really good game. Then even like back when I was younger, 2022 versus Idaho, I think I had the longest touchdown from scrimmage or whatever they say that whole year in the Big Sky. It was an 87-yard post. And then I had a couple other catches. I think I was at like 99 yards. So I was very young. Same thing. I was behind a guy, Freddie Roberson, um, who got a shot with the Seattle Seahawks. So, every single time I got in there, I maximized. And I think that's another thing that separates me is just like that. The consistency and preparation equals my consistency on the fields. Like you're always going to be able to count on me. And that's why I really think like with Efton, it's a no-brainer that this is happening because everything is in the preparation. And when you put that together with the abilities that he has, like it's automatic. You can see it when he's out there playing and with the whole receiver room. So those are some of the best moments. I mean, yeah, there's been some awesome like Oregon. I didn't play a ton in 2022. Or Florida was even good too. Like going up against those were NFL guys we're going up against. And for us at Eastern, like I don't care who's in front of me. Like no offense, I'm more prepared than you. I'm gonna dominate you. It doesn't matter. I don't care what logo you're wearing. And like if I want to go to the NFL, I need to dominate everybody. So like I never even like flinched. When playing at SEC Stadium, it's the same white lines. And so all those big games that we've had though, I've put some really good stuff on film, beating those guys, and having catches and stuff. And then Oregon really was like a great I on special teams. That was very enjoyable for me. I had multiple tackles, and same thing. Like just was like, okay, yeah, like I can do the same things I'm doing against whatever level. So
Yeah, I mean, obviously, been able to go out there and have a lot of plays, as you had mentioned. Um, just a quick tidbit on PFF, they have you listed as 11 career tackles on special teams. So just kind of want to throw that out there. Like, I don't know if you have a goal of getting more this year. I don't even know if they're going to throw you out there because you figure on offense, they're probably going to throw you the ball like every other play. So
yeah.
we'll see how that goes for you this upcoming season. I am looking forward to some great moments, some great games for you guys. So here's hoping for the best. Do want to get a chance to meet you off the field a little bit before we wrap things up. So, any fun facts or anything that we need to know about this guy going forward, man? What do you want people to know about you?
Yeah, that's a great question. Really, I'll take it back to my sophomore year here because when I got here, I'll be honest, Jimmy, it was all football. Like that's all I really cared about, was obsessed about. And I had a moment where, things weren't going the way I wanted to. I wasn't breaking Cooper Kupp's records. Like every receiver that comes here wants to have whatever. He had 1,600 yards his freshman year, which like was right place, right time. It was Cooper Kupp. So there's a bunch of things. But I remember looking at some of the trophies in the trophy case that he has or whatever. And I really started thinking about that. I was like, what impact does this really have on somebody's life? Like it's incredible. Coop's the GOAT, Super Bowl MVP,
Sure.
all that. But I really started thinking like, how does that really like impact someone? It doesn't, right? Like it's the things that for him, the things he would really do with that platform, like he is, or like, he would talk about his faith or whatever. But I just started to think about like, okay, even when I do ball out this, that, like those trophies that we get, they're not going to mean anything really. Everyone's going to forget that, but what people will never forget is how you made them feel and the impact that you made on them. And so I watched this documentary, I'm Not Your Guru, Tony Robbins, and that's what really hit me. I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. So football really all of a sudden it was like, a really big part of who I was, and it still is, but it became like, okay, this is a time in my life and I'm going to maximize it and make the most of it, but I really want to use it as a vehicle to impact lives. And that's where the football camp came from. So really the thing I want people to know about me is I have a huge heart for service and my goal, my mission in life is to become the best I can be truly in order to impact others. And I want to make a massive, massive impact on this world and football, like I said, I think about it like the first quarter of my life, and then I'm really passionate about business. I'll get into that. And then with that, the resources I'll have from that and the platform that I'll have from there, I'll impact people and I'll still do a little bit on the way too. But whether that's events, seminars like Tony does, like our football camp is a lot like that. So I'm really, really passionate about that, learning from other people, getting in rooms where I am the smallest fish. I'm obsessed with that and just being the best that I can be. So I read, I do all those things, but I'm not a very I don't know, quote unquote exciting guy. It's a lot of just attacking the process so that, I'm prepared for those moments and I'm able to make the impact that I really want to make on this world.
Or a business management guy there at Eastern Washington, I believe. And so, obviously, man, doing a lot of great things off the field as well. Do need to wrap up our time. I mean, obviously, man, the offense there is going to be something special once again this year. Got yourself a really great running back. You're going to get a whole lot of targets. Defense is going to be, running well. And we're hoping to, kind of shut some people up who hopefully underestimated you guys this season. So we'll see how this season unfolds. Go ahead and wrap things up, Nolan. Obviously, some scouts going to be coming through there. You want to go out there and perform and showcase your skills. Anything that you want to tell some doubters, close with your final thoughts. Give them your pitch. Tell them why you need to get an opportunity, not just as a CFL guy, but in the NFL as well. So go ahead and close up.
Yeah. I think it's just a lot of like what I talked about before. Obviously, to be honest, I don't have a lot of words. I know at this point it's watch on Saturdays. It's my job to go execute along with the offense. Like I said, the number one goal being winning games, but then also just every play dominating whoever's in front of me, whatever coverage they give us. But really, all the stuff that I said, like what I bring is a lot of the things that you can't see. I'm gonna check the boxes of the physical, this, being able to get open, being able to catch the ball, like catch contested catches. I'll check all those boxes, but really the biggest thing is what separates me is who I am, my core and my soul, and really, the trials and challenges that I've had to go through to get to this point have really made me that, some other people maybe haven't had to go through. So I'm really excited for what our team's going to put out there on Saturdays. I'm not going to promise anything or whatever, but it's going to be a good year for the Eagles, and we've had a ton of preparation going up to this point. So yeah, really excited. And yeah, that's basically it. Like I'm here to give this game everything that I have while I have the time with it.
Cool. Well, again, recently named the ninth best CFL prospect, and a big physical wide receiver with some good versatility, some solid hands, great route running ability. He's going to be the main target this year. Let's just be real. So a lot of exciting things for you in Eastern Washington coming up this season. Nolan, want to wish you all the best moving forward. Okay.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Sure. Again, got Nolan Ulm, wide receiver, Eastern Washington. Check him out this season.